Hello. Now we're going to make the pendant that I was lucky enough to win a prize with in the Bead Awards this year. First of all, we'll need to cut out the background. For this you need quite a large fluted cutter and a can with a large area of plain colour. These aren't always easy to come by, but this one's a nice gold for the background. Feed it into the cutter. Make sure that you can't see the printing. You've got a nice clean area, and press down firmly. And there's your first circle. If you need to cut an area of the can that you can't reach with the cutter, just trim with scissors. The aluminium cuts quite easily. And then we can cut a circle from the other side. Work on a firm surface and just press down. And there we have two circles. Now you need to hammer these to flatten out the edges and remove any slight burr that there might be, and then glue the circles together with some epoxy glue. You do that with both circles and spread a thin covering of glue on the back, glue them together and set them aside to dry. And here's one that I've glued. Now I want to make a pattern of holes around the edge. So taking a hole punch tool, and I've fitted a 2mm cutter on the end. Carefully position it just inside the scallop shape on the edge and hit it firmly. And after you've made the circle, just tap the shape back into place. I find that it helps to have a needle and to just poke out the little circles that you've cut, clear the end of the cutter, and then it's ready for the next one. And work round the edge of the circle, taking out a circle in every scallop shape around the edge. And again, here's one that I've cut. And just hammer it evenly so that you get a nice flat finish. And there we are. Now we need to cut some flowers. Here are some. Obviously you can choose whatever colour you like. I'm going to use a red can and a small 5-petal flower cutter. Position it on a part of the can which is the colour you need and press down firmly. And once you've cut out your flower shapes, hammer them to flatten them and remove any slight burr on the edges. Now you can shape the flowers over the end of your finger, like that. But if you actually have a doming block, you can put the flower just into a rounded shape and press it down with the ball tool. You don't need to hammer it because the aluminium's soft, and that will actually give you a nicer curve on the flower. So shape all the flowers that you've cut out. And set them to one side for now. Now we need to add the butterfly on the side of the pendant. Butterflies are great fun because you can use the colours on a can to give stripes on the wings. So choose an area that you like, cut the butterfly, and there we have one with stripes. If the cutter doesn't pull back, just help it with the scissors. Now, in order to attach the butterfly to the pendant, we're going to take the 2mm cutter again and punch a hole in the centre of the body. There we are, and just hammer it flat. And I'm going to attach it using a paper craft snap or rivet. Put the butterfly over the body of the rivet and press down. Then put one hole of the pendant over the butterfly. Ease it down with your round nose pliers, and then fit a rivet setting end onto your cutting tool, put it in the back of the rivet and hammer to fix. And then you can move it, position it however you like, and just bend the wings up. You might want to use something to get underneath this edge. Give it a bit of shape. There. Now decide how you want to arrange the flowers. Obviously, I'd go through and put these in the doming block and shape them up. And then arrange them onto the background. And mix up a little bit of epoxy glue, glue them in place. And then in the centre, I've added some flat back crystals for some sparkle. Again with the epoxy glue, make yourself a little tool. It's a cocktail stick with a little bit of blue tack on the end. It's great for picking up the crystals. Put a bit of glue on the back and then pop them into the centre of each flower. Just like that. And obviously set it aside to dry. So then you'll have a pendant looking like that. Now we need to stamp the writing. So for that I've got a set of letter punches, and I've taken out the letters to spell the word love. The thing to remember when using letter punches that obviously they punch backwards, so the letters have to be in reverse. It's very easy to turn them around and get them the wrong way. Decide where your writing's going to go and put each punch firmly on the pendant and tap it with the hammer. There's the L. O. I'm doing this by eye. If you wanted to, you could draw a line in the position you want the word to go using a felt pen that you could rub off afterwards. But a little bit of irregularity adds to the handmade look, so I shouldn't worry too much about it. There's the V, and finally the E. That's the one that you have to be careful to get the right way around. Don't spoil it now. There we are. And there's the word. Now, take a length of narrow ribbon. Here I've already threaded a bead onto the end of it. And starting at the centre at the bottom, thread it through the holes in the outside of the pendant. If you're finding it difficult to get it through the holes, you can thread the ribbon into a needle with a wide eye, and that will help you. Thread it all the way around, and then thread another bead on the end. Knot the ribbon and tie a knot below the bead to stop it coming off. trim the ends. And then, using a couple of jump rings, attach the chain. And there's the finished love pendant.